Hello everybody, Itiri back again in another video. Oh boy, Yannick Sinner, the 22 years guy from Italy, the super talented player from Italy, the hard-hitting player from Italy, has just gone and won his first ever Grand Slam title in his first ever Grand Slam final after epic 5 sets against Daniel Medvedev, after coming down 2-0 down, and he comes back and wins in 5 epic sets after 3 hours and 44 minutes. My tennis fans all around the world, he finally, nobody could do that in 6 matches, take down this warrior, this Iron Man, this marathon man. Call Daniel Medvedev what you want. Yannick Sinner, he did it. He did it finally. Out of 7 players that Medvedev faced at this year's Australian Open 2024, it was Yannick Sinner who knocked him out after 3 hours and 44 minutes. But oh my dear God, Yannick Sinner, he really needed to dig deep. And deep he digged for sure. What can we say about the match? Medvedev, he came out guns blazing. He came out strong off the blocks. He was playing super aggressive tennis. His game plan was pretty clear. I have played so many hours. I have played 6 more hours than this dude. I will not kill myself with long, brutal exchanges. I will stay close to the baseline. I will return his serve close to the baseline. And I will just take the ball as easy, as early as possible. This is not Daniel Medvedev's natural game. This is not how he plays tennis. How does Daniel Medvedev play tennis? He plays tennis far back from the baseline. He becomes a wall. He just takes it to his opponents. He just is a ball machine. He refuses to miss. He outlasts, he outgrinds his opponents, like he has done in his six first matches here at Australian Open 2024. But that game plan, he threw out that from window. He threw that game plan from window, and he said to himself, I need to play fast, close, aggressive tennis. And it worked for 2 sets. Sinner, he looked helpless for the first 2 sets. He was looking at his box and was saying, he was confused. He didn't expect Medvedev to be that offensive, to take the ball that early, to go for the cuts that big, to pull the trigger both from forehand and backhand. His forehand was superb the first 2 sets, especially the first set and a half. He was going with his forehand, his cross-court forehand, Medvedev, his down-the-line forehand. Even his backhand was superb, Medvedev's backhand, especially his cross-court backhand, where the ball stays so low and skids through the court, and Sinner can't strike the ball on his strike zone. All the other 6 opponents that Sinner has faced at this year's Australian Open 2024, the ball has bounced much higher for Sinner to pull the trigger, for Sinner to hit through his ground strokes on his hips, to say the least. So he has had easier times hitting through his big ground strokes, Yannick Sinner, against the other 6 opponents at this year's Australian Open 2024. Against Medvedev, who is such a flat hitter, especially with his backhand, especially his cross-court backhand, stays so low, Sinner didn't have any answers. He looked helpless the first 2 sets, and it doesn't help that Sinner was not serving tremendously good, especially not the first set where he was landing so little first serve sin. Medvedev, he was serving like a machine, especially the first set. He was landing 86% first serve sin. My dear God, what can you do about that? What can you do against that kind of a beast serve performance? Medvedev was a beast mode in the first set. He was landing 86% first serve sin, won 84% in his first serve. He outmatched Sinner on the serving department in the first set. In the second set, it continued the same way. Medvedev was serving still big. He was not doing as much high percentage of first serve in the second like he did in the first, where in the second, I believe, Medvedev lands 50% first serve only in the second set, but he was still winning a lot of points in his first serve. He won 86% of his points in his first serve in the second set, Medvedev. And Sinner was having troubles in taking his teeth into Medvedev's service games. If that was not enough, Medvedev was returning better than Sinner the first 2 sets. He was, like I said, he was staying close to the baseline, he was taking the ball early, he was returning with great depth, and he broke Sinner's serve 4 times. 2 times in the first set, 2 times in the second set. What was key, I believe, in the match was that when Medvedev was up 6-3, 5-1 in the match, and was serving to win the second set 6-1, it was in that moment in the match where Sinner broke Medvedev's serve for the first time, where Medvedev was serving for the second set 5-1 game. Sinner did a couple of great returns, a couple of great shots, and Medvedev did some loosey unforced errors, and Sinner broke Medvedev's serve to 2-5, and then held his serve very comfortably, Sinner, to 3-5, and actually had one break punch opportunity to take 2 breaks back in the second set to 4-5. Sinner had one break punch opportunity, but Medvedev, he saved himself in that second set and served out that second set 6-3. I think that was the key. That made Sinner to believe that I can break this dude's serve. He's not unbreakable. I can take it to him. I can win a long round, because the first 1 set and a half, Medvedev was dominating Sinner from the baseline. Sinner was trying to take down Medvedev from a baseline. He went toe-to-toe with Medvedev from the baseline, and it is not many who can do that. Medvedev is a baseline machine. And it didn't work, especially the long exchanges, rallies over 9 shots. Sinner was outmatched the first 2 sets. Medvedev was winning majority of those long exchanges, those long rallies over 9 shots. But when Sinner got his teeth into Medvedev's service games in the end of the second set, he started to believe more. He started to swing freely more, both forehand and backhand. He started to go bigger with his shots. And Medvedev also, of course, went down his level. I actually texted to a friend of mine and said, do you think Sinner can come back? I said, if Medvedev stays, tennis is about levels. Tennis is about the levels. The players who keeps continuing and who keeps holding the highest level throughout the match win tennis matches. And I said, if Medvedev stays up here in this level like he has done the first 2 sets, Sinner will lose this one in straight sets. I will be honest with you, my tennis fans all around the world. I really said those words. I said that Sinner will lose in straight sets if Medvedev stays up here. It was exactly what Medvedev didn't do. He went down in his level in the third set. Not much, but he did. Both with his serving performance, with his unforced error performance, because if you look at the first set, Medvedev did 14 winners, 14 unforced errors, even Steven on the winners unforced error ratio. In the second, he did 9 winners, I believe, and 8 unforced errors in the second set. So he was good on the winners unforced error ratio in both first set and second set, at least better than Sinner, Medvedev. Sinner in the first set, he did 5 winners only and 8 unforced errors in the first set. He couldn't hit through Medvedev's absolute impeccable defensive skills. He couldn't hit through him. 5 winners, 8 unforced errors from Sinner's racket in the first set. In the second, it continued the same way. Sinner was pushing. He was leaking unforced errors. 14 unforced errors, 9 winners only in the second set from Sinner's racket. So he does 5 more unforced errors than winners in the second set, Sinner, and 3 more unforced errors than winners in the first set, Sinner. Medvedev was better in that department. Like I said, 14 winners, 14 unforced errors in the first set from Medvedev's racket, and also 9 winners and 8 unforced errors from Medvedev's racket in the second set. So Medvedev was playing clean, consistent, solid tennis in the first 2 sets, both with winners and unforced errors ratio, and in the serving department, in the returning department, in long 9 shots rallies. He was dominating Sinner the first 2 sets. But Sinner needed some help, which he got in the third. Medvedev went down in his level. He needed to went down for Sinner to come into this match. Which, if Medvedev was up here in the first and second set, he went down in the third. 7 winners, 15 unforced errors in the third set, Medvedev does. So he does 8 more unforced errors than winners in the third, Medvedev. And Sinner does, he didn't do a superior third set, Sinner. He did 8 winners in the third, Sinner, and 9 unforced errors. So he still did 1 more unforced error than winner Yannick Sinner in the third. But Medvedev did a much worse job in that department. He did 15 unforced errors and 7 winners only. So he does 8. No, I believe Medvedev did 8. 7. Yeah, I believe 7. Or 7 or 8 winners Medvedev did in the third set, something like that. So he does 7 or 8 more unforced errors than winners Medvedev in the third. And Sinner played a much cleaner third set. And Sinner was holding his service games much comfortable in the third. So actually Medvedev had one break match opportunity in the third, only one, which Sinner saved with an ace. Okay, so there was after the first 2 sets when Medvedev broke, Sinner served 2 times in the first, 2 times in the second. The last 3 sets Medvedev had only one break match opportunity, and that was I'm sorry, not in the third. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. And that was in the fourth. In the third, Medvedev didn't have one single break opportunity. Sinner was holding his service game pretty comfortably. He started to play better tennis. He started to play freely tennis. He started to miss less. He started to do more winners. Sinner played better tennis from the end of the second set towards. So in the third, Medvedev didn't have a chance in breaking Sinner's serve. In the fourth, Medvedev had one chance. One break match opportunity Medvedev had in the fourth set, which Sinner saved with an ace. So, and Medvedev, of course, is the player who has played tennis more. He looked more exhausted. He was not looking super dead out there, but for sure he looked much more tired than Sinner, which is completely understandable, considering that he has played 6 more hours tennis than Sinner coming into this final. So, in the fourth, Sinner broke late in the fourth set. In the last game of the fourth set, Sinner broke when Medvedev was trying to level the fourth set to 5-all. Sinner broke and won the fourth set 6-4. And then in the fifth, Sinner he looked a fresher player. He looked a more solid player. Medvedev looked really tired in the fifth. Even though Medvedev never disappeared, it was not like Sinner steamrolled him in the fifth. It was only one break of serve, but Medvedev couldn't touch Sinner's serve in the fifth. And in the middle of the fifth set, Sinner came up to a love 40 lead and eventually took the first one Medvedev saved, the second Medvedev couldn't save, and Sinner broke in the middle of the fifth set to 4-2, I believe, and made it to 5-2. And then Medvedev, he asked the question to Sinner. He said, if you want to win your first ever Grand Slam title, you need to serve it out, my friend. I will not give it to you for free. So he held his service games very easy. The 3-5 game, the 8th game of the fifth set, Medvedev, and asked the question to Sinner not in the 5-2 game, in the 5-2 game, in the 5-2 game, in the 5-2 game in the fifth set. Medvedev asked the question to Sinner. He didn't want to go out this final without Sinner without asking the big question to Sinner if Sinner has the balls of steel to serve out his first ever Grand Slam title, because it is a nightmare and it is a not easy serving out matches, let alone serving out Grand Slam finals. So Medvedev held his serve, the 2-5 in that 2-5 game pretty comfortably and made it to 3-5, and then Sinner, after coming up 3-love in the last game of the match, then Medvedev won 2 straight points to 30-all, and then Sinner made a big serve to 40-30, and then the way he finishes the match with a bullet of forehand down the line as a winner, man, that was really impressive. To have that kind of a balls of steel to go for the trigger and go for your big shot. And he said after the match, I was saying to myself, just push, don't wait for the mistakes. And he really did that in the match point with a bullet of forehand down the line and won the match in 5 sets. Medvedev wins 6-3, 6-3 the first 2 sets, then Sinner wins the third 6-4, the fourth 6-4, and then Sinner then wins the final set 6-5. I'm sorry, the final set 6-3. What can I say of the match? Sinner does, I believe, 15 14 aces and 5 double faults. Lands 61% first serve, wins 74% behind his first serve, wins 54 behind his second serve, wins broke Medvedev serve 4 times out of 9 breakpoint opportunities that he had. Does 50 winners and 49 unforced errors. So he does one more winner than unforced errors in the entire match, and attacked the net. I believe attacked the net 21 times and won 14 of those net approaches, which is 67% successful. To be quite honest, I believe that when Sinner was outmatched from the baseline the first 2 sets, I thought that Sinner will attack the net much more because he didn't have any answer towards Medvedev's superior baseline game. But he stuck with his game plan to not attack the net, to go big for the shots, to wait for Medvedev's level to go down, which Medvedev's level did in the third. So yeah, did not attack the net very much, Sinner. 21 times and won 14 of those net approaches. All in all, Sinner won 142 points the entire match. If you look at the Medvedev's numbers, he didn't have bad numbers. Of course, worse than Sinner, but not that crazy much worse. He does 11 aces, 3 double faults. He lands 68% first serves in, which is a high number of landing first serves to be Medvedev. That is the highest percentage of first serves Medvedev has lands the entire tournament. That is the highest. All the other 6 matches, he has not been landing over 64% first serves in. He has not done that. This was the highest percentage of first serve that Medvedev landed in his final, 68%. He won 76% in his first serve, so he won a little more points behind his first serve than Sinner, who won 74. Won 45% behind his second serve. So it was there that Sinner not outmatched, but was better than Medvedev in winning 54% behind his second serve. Medvedev won 45% behind his second serve. And broke Sinner's serve. Medvedev broke Sinner's serve 4 times out of 12 breakpoint opportunities that he had. So they broke each other's serve 4 times each. And Medvedev actually even created more breakpoint opportunities, which was 12 breakpoint opportunities that Medvedev created. Sinner creates 9 breakpoint opportunities. And in the entire match, Medvedev, I believe, attacked the net 45 times. So he attacked the net more than Sinner, and especially towards the end of the match, because he felt it. I don't have the legs, I don't have the lungs, I don't have the stamina after playing over 20 hours in my first 6 matches at the Australian Open 2024 to go toe-to-toe with Sinner from the baseline. I need to attack the net more, which he did from the 3rd set to the 5th set, Medvedev. That's why you could see on the stats, Medvedev was attacking the net 45 times, compared with Sinner, who attacked the net 32 times. And Medvedev, of those 45 approaches that he attacked the net, he won 32 of those net approaches, 32. So it was 32 times successful at the net, which makes it to 71% successful at the net, which is not bad, really. And all in all, in the match, Medvedev does 44 winners and 57 unforced errors. So he does 13 more unforced errors than winners, Medvedev, and those majority of those unforced errors came from the 3rd set to the last set. Majority of them. At least he didn't do as many winners in the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th set like he did in the 1st set and the 2nd set. At least. So in the match, Medvedev ends with 57 unforced errors and 44 winners. So he does 13 more unforced errors than winners. And the entire match, Medvedev wins 141 points the entire match. So Sinner won only 1 more point than Medvedev, which is not bad. In winning only one, which is a proof to us that this match was super close. Sinner won only 1 more point than Medvedev the entire match. Sinner winning 142 points, Medvedev winning 141 points. That was enough, guys. Poor Medvedev. He's losing his 5th Grand Slam final out of 6 Grand Slam finals that he has been in. Now he's won 5 in Grand Slam finals. When he has lost against other players, that has been against legends, that has been against icons, that has been against GOATs, like 2 against Nadal and 2 against Medvedev, or 2 against Djokovic. Now he lost against a player who is not named Nadal and who is not named Djokovic. So, and it is. I feel really bad for Medvedev because it is the 2nd time in the Grand Slam final when he has 2 sets to love lead. And the other player comes back and defeats him in 5 sets. The first time that happened to Medvedev was 2 years ago at this exactly tournament as the Open 2022. But I feel that the Nadal match 2 years ago was worse, because against Nadal, Medvedev had a three break point opportunities in that third set, in the middle of the third set, and had a long 40 lead in Nadal's serve in that middle of the third set against Nadal. In this one, I don't feel that Medvedev got so many chances after the first 2 sets. He got only one break point opportunity, which was in the fourth, when Jannik Sinner didn't ace. So it was not, I cannot say that Medvedev's loss here after losing a 2 sets to love lead against Sinner is worse than when he had that 2 sets to love lead against Nadal in the 2022 Australian Open campaign. That one 2 years ago, for me personally, Medvedev was closer in winning that match. That's what I feel. He was closer. This one, even though he had a 2 sets to live up, he was not as close in winning this final like he was in winning that final against Nadal 2 years ago at Australian Open 2022. So, but I still feel it for Medvedev. I really feel it. Poor guy. So he is just. He did his maximum. He gave his all effort. He just threw everything at Sinner. He came to this match with 3 consecutive losses against Sinner, and he tried to change the game plan. The first 2 sets by playing attacking close to the baseline, offensive tennis. He couldn't quite maintain that level the last 3 sets. Then he started to be more defensive from the third set to the end of the match. And of course, because of the Sinner started to find his groove more, to find his ground strokes more, to serve better, to do less unforced, to do more winners the last 3 sets from Sinner's racket. So it was a combination of Medvedev going down little in the level from the third set to the end of the match, and Sinner going up in the level from the third set to the end of the match. And also, of course, Fatic needs to be mentioned here also, because Medvedev, he was tired, especially in the 5th set. He was tired. In the 5th set, when Sinner won the 4th, Jannik Sinner was the big favorite to win that 5th set. Medvedev's chance to win this match was in 3 or 4 sets. When the match went to a 5th, Jannik Sinner was the huge favorite to win this match, of the reason that Jannik Sinner came into this final with much fresher legs. So, big congratulations to Jannik Sinner for winning his first ever Grand Slam title, for becoming the 3rd only Italian main player to win a Grand Slam title, and for becoming the only 2nd Italian male player to win a Grand Slam title in the Open era, and to become the first Italian player, man or female, to win the Australian Open. No one has ever won the Australian Open from Italy, male or female. And now he has won 10 out of his 11 matches against top 5 opponents. That is impressive, man. That is impressive. And he came back 2 sets to love down for the 2nd time in his career. He has only done it once before in his career. Jannik Sinner. And now he did it for the 2nd time, and he does it in a Grand Slam final. Man, when I did a prediction video 1 month ago, when I said who will win the Grand Slams in 2024, I mentioned Djokovic, I mentioned Alcaraz, and I said maybe Sinner. But I need to see him prove to me that he can go deep in the majors, and that he can defeat the big players like Djokovic. And now he has proved it. He defeated Djokovic in the semi-final, and he won his first ever Grand Slam title in his first ever Grand Slam final. Another player. A funny thing is that Jannik Sinner is playing his 17th Grand Slam attempt. This was his 17th Grand Slam tournament that Jannik Sinner has played. And he won his first Grand Slam title in his 17th Grand Slam attempt. Another player who has done exactly the same achievement is actually a player called Roger Federer, who won his first ever Grand Slam title in his 17th attempt. It was the same exact same reason, same scenario for Federer. He also won his first ever Grand Slam title in his first ever Grand Slam final. So Jannik Sinner is doing the same achievement like Federer. The only difference is here that Federer did it as 21 years old. Even though he was close to 22, but he still was not 22. Jannik Sinner is 22 years old. And now let's see what Jannik Sinner can do in the future. Big congratulations to Jannik Sinner. He will be a Grand Slam contender for 10 to 15 years if he can sustain healthy, because this is a brutal sport. You need to sustain healthy. If you're not healthy, you will not have many chances to win Grand Slam titles. So if he can sustain healthy, him and Alcaraz will be the future of tennis. And that's why I truly believe that a player like Djokovic, some of you who believe that Djokovic can win 30 Grand Slam titles, if he does that, then Djokovic is not on this planet. He's not on this planet. If Djokovic can win 30 Grand Slam titles against players like Alcaraz and Sinner, who are the new generation of players who are super talented, both of them, then I will be amazed if Djokovic can do that. I will be amazed. So I'm not counting. I really don't expect Djokovic to win 30 Grand Slam titles. I truly don't do that. I never believe that a player like Alcaraz or Sinner will allow that. So that's it, guys. This year's Australian Open 2024 has come to an end. Medvedev, man, he must be devastated. I feel sorry for the dude. He must be devastated. To have 2 Grand Slam finals where you're 2 sets to love up in the lead, and in the same event, which is the Australian Open 2022, the last time that happened to him was against a GOAT like Nadal, against a giant like Nadal, was against a beast like Nadal. Nadal is not the GOAT. He's not the greatest tennis player of all time. Don't misunderstand me, you Djokovic fans. I mean that Nadal is one of the GOATs, but he's not the GOAT. The GOAT is Djokovic, of course. As long as a player has the most major titles in his resume, that is that player who is the greatest tennis player of all time. And for the current moment, Djokovic has 24 Grand Slam titles, Nadal has 22 Grand Slam titles, and Roger Federer has 20 Grand Slam titles. So, this was Medvedev's first ever Grand Slam final against a player who was not named Nadal or Djokovic. And was he close? Both yes and no. He had a 2 sets to love lead, so in that department he was close. But if you look at the match, after the first 2 sets, where he won those first 2 sets, Medvedev pretty comfortably, he had only one break match opportunity, the last 3 sets, which was in the 4th set. And in that break match opportunity, he didn't have a chance to play a rally. Sinner saved it with an ace, with a big first serve, and made an ace. So he never was a break up in this match. Medvedev, he never break up in the 3rd or 4th or 5th set. I mean, he never was. He never had multiple break match opportunities. The 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th set. Medvedev. So was he close? Yeah, he was close. If you look at the all points won, he won only 1 less point than Sinner. But was he really close of lifting that trophy? No. If he would have maintained that level like he did the first 2 sets, then he would have won this final in straight sets. But I kind of had a feeling that tennis is a unique sport, especially the best of 5-set matches. To keep on maintaining that beast mode level, because Medvedev, according to me, was beast mode the first 2 sets. In the service department, in the shot making department, in the returning department, in tactic department, you bloody name it, baby. But to keep on that level, to maintain that level, is really difficult. It is not easy. Keep holding a beast mode level throughout the match. It is not many tennis players who have done that throughout the years. Djokovic has done it on a couple of occasions. Held a beast mode level from the first ball to the last ball. Federer has done it also in a couple of occasions. And Nadal is the player who has kept on the beast mode level most of these 3, Federer, Djokovic. And Nadal has done it at French Open many times during his career, where he has gone beast mode from the first ball to the last ball. But it is not easy holding a beast mode level. It is not many times that tennis players can hold on a beast mode level from the first ball to the last ball, and Medvedev couldn't quite do it. He did that just for the first 2 sets, especially for the first set and a half, because after that second set ended, I had a feeling that Sinner will push Medvedev now. He will challenge Medvedev from the baseline, which he did. After the second set, Sinner started to get into the rallies. He started to win those long exchanges. I have not seen the stats, but I am completely convinced that Medvedev has dominated Sinner in the 9+ shot rallies, the first 2 sets. But after the first 2 sets, I believe that Sinner has made that 9+ shot rally leg much closer. He maybe even has flipped it around and won those 9+ shot rallies when the match has ended. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give a thumbs up, subscribe, peace!